In this video, I want to look at the service profit cycle model from Reichheld and Sasser. This is a model that links together the service inside, the employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction to see the relationship between those and profit that the organisation makes. Now, just because it has the word profit included in it doesn't mean that it only applies to commercial organisations, because we can use that broad definition of profit for society, for organisations, for improvement in the not-for-profit sector as well as in the commercial organisations. Now, the model is old, 1990, but it's nonetheless valid for that age. It's a model that is very, very enduring in so many ways. I can't actually see it ever becoming irrelevant. So make no excuses for looking at an old model like this, because it does work really well. It really demonstrates what we're looking at. So let's have a look at the model. It is a cycle, and the one thing I'll say is it's always difficult when it comes to presenting a cycle to know, well, where do you start in a cycle? But generally they've got a fairly obvious jumping point. This one really hasn't, but had to start somewhere. So let's start at the top, and let's start with the element of employee satisfaction. We'll go around the circle and come back to see where that can be generated from. But if we start off on the premise that we've got satisfied employees, people working in the organisation who are happy to do so and feel well rewarded in the broadest sense of that as well for working in the organisation. Well, those satisfied employees are much more likely to stay with the organisation. So people that are satisfied are retained, they continue as employees, and they tend to have higher levels of productivity as well. Because yes, if you are satisfied in your role, you're probably going to work better at it than if you're dissatisfied. So our employee satisfaction leads to retention and productivity. And that leads into, from the model, and fairly obviously, external service quality. Because if we've got productive employees, then they can provide a better level of service. And if we've got longer term retained employees, then those employees are going to be more knowledgeable about what they're doing because of the time and experience they've got. And also, particularly if it's a customer-facing situation, they may well have the chance to build the longer-term relationships, personal relationships with the customers. And that helps to improve that external service quality. So that improvements in external service quality obviously lead to improved customer satisfaction. If we're providing better service quality, customers are going to be happier with the organisation. So we increase customer satisfaction. So we can see there the links through from employee satisfaction to customer satisfaction. But just to kind of directly link that retention and productivity to customer satisfaction, it helps us to provide service excellence. And we can really target that to the specific needs of customers, because actually those retained employees are likely to much better understand the customers and understand the needs of customers, so that we can really target that service excellence at the specific customer needs. So to continue the circle though, the customer satisfaction leads to customer loyalty. Customers who get good service are much more likely to remain as customers and become more loyal to the organisation. And customer loyalty is always profitable, or more profitable, I should say, on that basis. Because long-term customers cost less to service from one aspect, because we aren't having to acquire new customers and explain all sorts of things to them. So that leads to profitability, but also all evidence shows that loyal customers spend more with organisations. So we actually, we get higher turnover in pound notes terms, if you like, per customer. They use the services of the organisation more. And the more people use an organisation, provided we've got a basis of a sound organisation, the more profitable that business is going to be. So our satisfied customers become loyal, and that becomes more profitable for the organisation. And what that does, that profit, that better levels of income, or however we relate it to, the profitability for an organisation, enables the organisation to provide better internal service quality. It can provide better facilities and services and everything for its employees because it's making the money to do so. And of course, that internal service quality leads us to satisfied employees. So that's where we square off the circle, if you like, for it, of coming back round. So we can use the profits to provide better internal service, employee services that leads to employee satisfaction. So just to finish that last little bit off there, that profit is used as an investment in employee recruitment, to recruit the best employees, to train those employees, to develop them and recognise and reward them for their efforts. So we can utilise the profits that come from the customer to reward the employees who provide the service. That makes them more satisfied, and that means they'll stay and be more productive and provide better external service, which satisfies the customers, and so it goes around. It really is a fantastic, virtuous cycle, is this one. And if we use it well, recognising those elements of making sure we've got satisfied employees, that will lead to the satisfied customers, which means that we can invest in the employees and increase those levels of satisfaction, and it just goes on and on. So that is the Reichheld and Sasser service profit cycle. So one that can be used in many ways when considering employee development and external service development. So I hope that's been useful for you. We've got other videos for other models, including other service quality related areas. So we'll make those available where relevant to you, obviously, on that basis. Thanks for watching.